session. But the poll session, if that power cut person, if you can join via your mobile, it's better because today you have your poll. So it means the quiz. So I don't give another chance for that quiz. So if you lost today, so earlier I informed. Okay, so you missed your first quiz. So I will check whether. So the third integrated learning outcome is database requirements for the system implementation, and then so identify and assign security facilities in the MySQL. So the MySQL part is in the practical session Salini madam will conduct, and next you have to have the idea of the trees and indexes and hash tables. Okay, in the end of the course you must have the idea of what is trees and what is hash tables. Okay, so final ILO is you have to utilize the SQL commands. It means when I give some data manipulation as a question, you have to give the SQL commands as well. Okay, so you have to be ready with your SQL commands as well in the end of the semester. Okay, so these are the ILOs. So when it comes to my lecture, I have some specific lecture methods, and I am very particular of these methods. So don't play with my lectures. Okay, so I'm flexible in the classroom. So while lecturing, or if you have any doubts, or if you have any questions to ask, you can ask. No issues. I'm very flexible in the classroom. But when it comes to assessments or the final exams, I'm very strict about the exams. So you can't cheat in my exams, not my exams. You can't cheat in your exams. Okay. So I'm very strict about these stuffs. So very careful with me in those stuffs. Okay. I don't know whether what practices that you are following so far, but from today, from my lectures, my exams, my ICAs, I have to be very strict. Okay. So this is my instruction to you. So an exam paper also, I don't put your what is the theoretical parts in your exams. I will put the theoretical parts in your assessments. Okay, so I will assess that 30% as your theoretical. So my exam paper will be a practical knowledge. So that's why I tell you, like you have to search something related to my lectures. Okay, then only you can answer my questions papers. Okay, so you have to search something daily. When each time I finish my lectures, you have to search, and you can ask questions, and you can have some discussion. When you search something, bring that stuff to me in the next class. We will get some discuss. Okay, you have to. And also I one thing I have to tell you, like when you ask some questions, if you are not comfortable with English, you can ask either Tamil or Sinhala. So I am comfortable with both, so no any issues. Okay, so you can ask in both language. So and the final one, you have to very punctual. Like if my lecture is 11, so until the 11:05 only I allow the participants. After that, I will put you as a waiting room, and I didn't get you in the lectures. Okay, so join before 5 minutes of my lecture. And the most important thing is I have one method, like a student of the day. So it means uh, in each lectures, end of the lecture, I will give you the heading, and you have to write a block in the Medium. So I will show you how to write a blog on Medium in the end of the lecture. So I will give the heading after the lectures, and you have to write a Medium blog. Okay. So in the next day of lecture, I will pick randomly 1 or 2%, and you have, when I call that name, you have to share your screen and show your blog for me, and you have to present like 5 or 6 points. You have to present in in the next lecture onwards. Today, end of the lecture, I will give the heading, and when I start the lecture, you have 5 minutes of presentation. Like you have to share your blog and you have to present for me. Okay, so it will happen each Monday. So I didn't. So you have 1 week of time. Each Monday it will happen. The student of the day. Okay, so I will pick randomly. So all students need to be ready with your blocks and the presentation. Presentation means using that block. While sharing your blog, you have to present. Okay. So this is my Google Classroom link. You can join. I will share the slides with first day. Today I will share the slides with WhatsApp. So you can join the link for the Google Classroom. For next class onwards, I will share the slides and the links from that classroom. Okay. So let's move to the today's lecture. So today's we are going to have a discussion on what is data, what is information, what is database, and what is database management system. Okay. So first thing is, what is data? So data is a raw fact. It means when it comes to a number like 25, it's a data. So basically we call as data. The data means it's a facts that can be recorded. Okay, facts means like it may be a numbers or it may be letters. So I will point out. Wait. So data can be a number or letters. Letters means like the America, Sri Lanka, India, like those are the datas. So characters like ABC or dollar sign. So those are the data. Images like a cat image, dog image, or whatever the image, your profiles, all are datas. So it can be graphics. Graphics in the sense like charts or something. So these are called data. So data, what is mean by data? Data is a fact that can be recorded in the forms of numbers, letters, images. Okay. Those data don't have any meanings. Like when you take a number 25, you can't say what it means. It may be age, it may be a marks, so it may be a date. So we can't say the meaning of data. Okay, so the data is meaningless. That's why we call it as data is meaningless. So basically, so these data, when those data get some meanings, we call it as information. So in the form of ICT, when you in your 10, 11 ICT, you learn about what is data, what is information. So data is basically a meaningless thing. So when it comes to the theoretical, you can say it's a raw fact, or it's a meaningless fact, or it's a unprocessed thing. So when the data is get some processing, after that the information is coming. Let's say, take an example. Let's take 25, 50, and 25. So this is a data. So just a number, it don't have any meanings. So it's a data. So when it comes to the processing or the meaning part, so let's say these are the marks of a student. So after processing, like getting an average, let's say the average is 25, 50, 25 means 100 divided by 3. So the average is 33 point something. So the average is 33. Average is 34 means it's an information. So using that information, you can come up with any decision. Like if your pass marks is 45 percentage of average, then using these information, like you are these that boy or girls average is 34 means, but the decision we can come up from this information is that person is got fail because below 45, average is below 45. So that's called information. So data is a meaningless stuff. Information is a, when data gets some meanings, it comes under the information. Okay. So why we learn what is data and information when it comes to DBMS? Our subject is DBMS. Why we learn these stuffs? Because those are the basement. Like in the database management system, those are the basement. Like, so you have to know what is data and information before digging into your database management system. Okay. So now so far we discussed with what is data. When it comes to the meaning plus data, it comes as a information. So using an information, we can come up with any decision. So this is a data versus information example. So let's these are the exchange rates. It's a old one, but let's, for an example, let's take the $6.34 is per 1 day exchange rate of rupees, or not a rupees. Nowadays it comes at 370 or something. So like taken one currency, it's an exchange rate in dollars. Okay. So the first day it's 3.64 and the second day 3.45. Likewise, it's this is the information. This information, when it comes to data, we don't have any, it didn't have any meanings, just a number data. But when it comes to information, it says it's the last 10 days of exchange rate and how it's moving, it's increasing, sometimes it's decreasing. So likewise, you can have any decision from this information. Okay. So this is the difference between data and information. So I will share the slides. These stuffs are the theories. You have to read those stuffs. Okay. So I didn't go with these stuffs. I will give you the basic of what is data and information. I gave you, right? So what is data and what is information? I gave you. So the theoretical parts you have to cover up with your, I will share the slides and you will go with these slides. If you have any confuse in these terms, you can ask, bring those questions in the next lecture. Okay. So you can read these data versus information. Okay. So far we looked up what is data, what is information. So what's next? This is a database. So database is it's a collection of data, right? It's collection of a related data. It means when it comes to a university, the related data means ICT department, business faculty, technology faculty, business faculty, applied science faculty. Those are the data to a university. Those data, the relationship, they have some relationship. So we can put like a software engineering company to this university database, because those the software engineering company is a data, but not the related data to the university database. Okay. So when it comes to database, it's a related collection of some data. Okay. Okay, I'll get. So if this faculty is related to the university database, so we call this as a related data. So as well as it represents some real world entity. Okay, so the university and the faculty department all together, it represent as real world entity. Like, okay, so in the database, when it comes to any changes in the real world entity, like if University of Vaunia added a new faculty, that detail, that real world entity changes need to be updated in the database. Okay, so when it comes to database, it's a collection of related data that need to be represent the real world entity, as well as changes in the real world entity should be reflect in your database. Okay, so let's take an example in your University of Vaunia and Faculty of Technology. If I'm a new staff, that's a change in the real world entity, right? So that change need to be updated in the database of Faculty of Technology. Okay, so this is called database. So database means it's a data center, like related collection of data. Okay, so in here, those data has a metadata. So metadata means it's a data about data. It means, let's say, take an example. If if the University of Vaunia have a data, that data has some metadata. It means you can store these kind of data in that data. Or let's take a salary database. Then that data contain a metadata called, like you have to input only rupees salary, only the salaries of salary data in rupees format. Likewise, the details, the description of that data is called as a metadata. Okay, so there are a lot of types of metadatas, but we don't discuss that much deep. But you have to have an idea of what is metadata. It's a description of the data, or it's an interpretation of the data. It's called as a metadata. So far we discussed about what is data, what is information, and what is database. Okay. Okay, so wait. Okay. So here the database, in the sense, it's a large amount of data stored in a place, like a virtual place. When it comes to a virtual, so the software sites, database is a place. It contains large amount of data. That collection of data are what do we call that? Data are raw facts. It may be numbers, images, or text, letters, or something. Those data have some processing, and then it's published as an output of information. Okay. So far we finished what is database. So database is a related collection of data. Okay. So when it comes to database management system, most of the time you are thinking that's a database and DBMS are same. So no, those two are different. Database is a data collection, but DBMS is a software. Okay. So the MySQL, Oracle, all are the database, DBMS. It means the softwares. So database management system is a collection of programs that enables the users to create and maintain a database. So using the MySQL, you can enable a user to create a database. Okay, database mean by like the faculty details and the staff details. Okay, so when it takes to a university database, to create those database, you have some database software. So using all together, you are doing some DBMS management system. So these two called as a DBMS. So DBMS is a collection of program or collection of software that enables a user. If let's say if you are a user, you have to create and maintain a database using a database software. So altogether, these collection called as a DBMS. Okay, so you have to be careful, but it's a different stuff. Database and database software altogether, those collection called as a database management system. Okay, so database management system is a software that allows and access to the data contained in the database. Okay, so so far we have seen some theoretical part. So when it comes to the practical software, the DBMS practical software package, I think you will have the practical session with MySQL, but there are there are a lot of DBMS softwares available in the software companies. Those softwares are practiced by their hands. Okay, so mainly nowadays the major software companies in Sri Lanka and worldwide as well, they practice the PostgreSQL. This is the side, PostgreSQL and DBase or Oracle. So those stuffs are the largest software companies are practicing that DBMS. Okay. So when it comes to so far we discussed with what is data, what is information, what is database, and what is database management system. So database management system is a database software plus database. But database system is a different stuff from database. So database system is DBMS plus database. Okay. So altogether we call it as a database. So wait. Okay. So okay. So this is the I already discussed the student of the day. So this is the heading for the student of the day. It means you have to write a medium block in the about file system versus DBMS. So far I talk about only DBMS, but what is file system? File system means say an example. So when you have some data like phone number, names, so you have some names and you have some phone number for that name. So when you write those like name, and so name is one column and phone number is one column, so you serve those data in a Excel format. So that's called as a file system. So when it comes to the address, you can edit that Excel file and add some data to that file system. Okay. So when you have to share those details with others, you can share that Excel file with others. So when it comes to some people, we don't want to reveal the phone number. You just want to share the name and the address. So in that case, when it comes to file system, we have to create another Excel sheet called name with address only. So these kind of issues, we have to create multiple files, or when we have to share, we have some large amount of data while sharing. So those kind of issues leads to introduce the DBMS. So when it comes to DBMS, we don't need to create, when it comes to we don't need to reveal the phone number. We just hide those fields when it comes to DBMS. In the practical session, you will have some ideas how can we hide those fields and how can share the files with others. So that's the difference between file system versus DBMS. Rather than that, they have lot of difference between the file system and DBMS. So what you have to do is you have to create a medium block. Before that, you all 87 people need to have a medium account. So in the medium account, you have to create using your email. You can create a medium account, and there you have to write um, an article for the file system versus DBMS. The word limit should be um, more than 500 words should be there. The maximum limit, no any limits. More than 500 words, those blocks need to be had. So in the next lecture, I will pick randomly, just call a name. You have to share your screen and share your medium block, and you have to present this heading. Okay. So before that, I will show you how a medium block works. Okay. So this is, wait. So when it comes to, you can click http://medium.com. I will share the slides, and in that link, you will have that medium link, right? So in the medium, so this is my medium blog. So you have to sign in. You have to sign in the medium. So after signing in, you get your profile with your email ID, and you can like a Facebook and LinkedIn, you can customize your medium. So in the post right, when you click the write method, so you can put the title as file system versus DBMS or any other headings you want, and you can write something whatever that you want. You can add images. You can add images in the blog. When it comes to blogs, you can add image, and you can add videos as well, and you can add links. So you can pick another, if you want another paragraph, you can add some other paragraphs, and likewise you have to create your medium blog, and after finishing your medium blog, you have to give publish button. Then it will publish in the cloud. Okay. So in the next Monday, you have to come up with your medium blocks for the file system. So minimum word is 500 word is minimum. Okay. So, and when I call a person's name, you have to present 5 minutes in the start of the Monday lecture. Okay. So before that, you have your quiz. Okay. So until that, if you have any questions, you can ask. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Or if you have any comments, you can share with me, or else, okay. Okay, so medium examples means there are a lot of videos how to write a medium blog, like so wait, I'll give some my, I don't think, wait. So you can get some ideas from the YouTube, like how to write a medium blog. So this is one of my blog. So so here this is my title. So you can customize whatever the text types and the font size also. So it's looks like a word type, but it has some you can add a nice image. If you have any Photoshop knowledge, so you can write your headings with it. So the headings you can customize. No need to put the same as file system versus database DBMS. So just you can customize like advantages of DBMS. So how deviate from the file system and DBMS. Likewise, you can put headings. So this is, I will divide as a paragraph. So it's my introduction paragraph. So when it comes to blocks, first thing you have, like, it's an essay. So you have to give your introduction, like in your 10, 11, and in the English. So you write some message, right? So first you have to have some paragraph for the introduction, and then you can divide like sub headings and write something. And if you, this is a code based blog, so I put some codes. So you can add codings also. So you can search in the YouTube and you can refer more. You can have your nice blogs rather than this just a normal one. So this is one of my blogs. So you can have whatever the stuffs, and they also, you can have comments and other stuff. So within Monday, it means you have to publish 2 or 3 days before, then only you can get comments and other stuff. So you can share with your colleagues and get claps as well. So if you like some, like in the Facebook, if you have like button here, it has applause, so the clap button. Okay, so I think you can search. So you are in the second year, means when it comes to the discovering new stuffs, you have to search by yourselves. There are a lot of videos in the YouTube, so you can write how to write a nice medium blog. So they will explain all the stuffs. You just follow those stuff. Before that, you have to create a medium account. Those also you can search from the internet, like how to create a medium account likewise. So for that, it's just a simple thing like Facebook. You can create a medium account. You can give a nice profile picture and description as and your interest, and you can link with your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn as well. So, okay. So each day I will pick, so the from the Monday I will pick one person, and those person need to share like this, and uh, he or she want to explain what he writes. Not, no need to read the stuffs, just explain what he write. Okay. So it's quiz time. So I will launch a poll. So I already create a quiz for you. So you will get a quiz in your display. Okay. So you have to write the answers and submit. This is now time is 10:27. So you have 7 minutes only. It's end or the quiz is, the poll is, I don't say a quiz anymore. So I will call as poll. The poll will end at 12:32. Okay. Sorry, 12:34. I will get your attendance from the Zoom recordings. I will automatically get your attendance. So those attendance, I will sign and attach to the department. Those attendance consider as your like sign sheets. Okay. For the today meeting, I will get your attendance. So when you have the same email account in your mobile and laptop, when you join with different names or just different names, so it considers one name. So don't do the stuffs like this. Okay, so I will consider only one name using one email. And also the poll report also I will download and I will give you marks, and I will share with in the classroom. So join the classroom as well. This is the code for the classroom. So join, I will share the slides and the stuffs. 12:34 is your finish time. So until that, you have to quickly answer the questions. Four minutes more. You have 2 minutes. One minute. Okay, I will stop the quiz. Okay, so okay, I'll wait. It looks like some students are submitting, so I'll wait. 3:12:35. I will stop. So I don't give in the next lecture. I don't give this much of time. So only 5 minutes. The quizzes will be okay. So the first day onwards only I give you more than time. So I think I'll end the quiz. Okay. So I will share the results in the classroom. So before that, join the classroom. I will share the slides in the WhatsApp group today only. So you can join the classroom in that link. And for the next Thursday, you will have the normal lecture. And it may be have quiz, so I don't know whether you have a quiz or not. But in the Monday lecture, you have the presentation in the start of the lecture. You have that 5 minute student of the day presentation. Okay. So that's all I think. So before that, I have some survey. So as this is my first lecture, so I have a survey about my lecture. So you can fill that survey. So now itself. So if you have any questions in the meantime, you can ask. Just fill this survey about my lecture today. Those surveys don't have your names or email address, so I will remove that name and email address from that survey part. So don't worry about the comments. You can give your genuine comment. It didn't have your name, so it's for my purpose. So if you have any suggestions, you can write. In the meantime, if anyone have questions, you can ask. And this is my email address. So if you have any questions in the mediums, how to create medium blogs and the presentations and other doubts about today lectures, you can ask me through this email. You can write it. Yes, whoever submit your answers until 12:35, I will mark you. So don't worry. This is the first time, so I don't get you as a late. So don't worry about this. Okay, then if you don't have any questions, let's wind up the session. So I will share the slides and please join within today the classroom. Then we will have some discussions about the medium blogs and other stuffs. Okay. Okay, thank you. We will meet Thursday, the normal lecture, and the Monday is the presentation lecture. Thank you.
Thank you.